Hello there, this is a quick video about CMS percussion instruments and the need to upgrade. 7th grade is the right time to consider upgrading your instrument. We highly recommend at this time that you look at an upgrade to your home practice instrument. It's time to think about a plan, perhaps sell or donate your bell kit, and it's time to ask your rental or your vendors that you rent from about their upgrade plan or program, and discuss the finances and begin the shopping and comparing process to upgrade your mallet keyboards, drum sets, and snare drums that you might want to have in the future. This is the bell kit. It's used in elementary school. It's very portable. It's great for small kids. It's a small instrument that's carryable, portable, usable. It's great. It's affordable. It's complete. It comes with the sticks and mallets and pads and bells that you might need at school and at home. It's a great product and it's great for beginners. However, it's not necessarily useful to the middle school percussionists as they grow and progress through the program. In middle school, it no longer serves the students' needs in school. We don't need it here, and sometimes it's too small for the intermediate-sized students and for the abilities. They're looking for better tone quality. The introductory tone quality is sometimes unpleasant, especially when you start using a full stroke. It's not needed at school, and it can help students dislike practicing by developing a smaller stroke, a miniaturized stroke, and that sometimes can hold people back. It's still good for studying, but not necessarily gaining the physical practice habits that we need. There are many more instruments to learn about in percussion in 7th and 8th grade at Eden Prairie, like the marimba, vibes, xylophone, glockenspiel, drum set, timpani, congas, cymbals, and triangle. So we're trying to move forward on all of those instruments. So the bell kit in middle school, again, can develop some bad techniques. Students end up standing too close to the instrument because they have the tiny little beginner mallets that they're given. They rely on the note name labels sometimes. Their stroke becomes miniaturized, and we're working on a full legato stroke in year 3 and 4, so we need a change, and our recommendation is a full-size instrument. The benefits of a full-size instrument: students perform better with better tone. There's more musicality in the way that they practice. They're working with sound that is full tone, rich tone, and sustained sounds. There often is more parent involvement when we upgrade our instruments. The music sounds more pleasant, there's more financial investment, and so there's just kind of a step to the next level. Most of the top percussionists in the Eden Prairie High School Wind Ensemble have their own marimba, snare, and drum set. You can definitely tell that they're learning from those larger instruments. The cost can be daunting. It's a huge leap from the bell kit. But it is comparable to other instruments. It's getting cheaper. There are more manufacturers now focusing on this little area of percussion, this niche, and they're developing more instruments with lower prices. And the used market for full-size marimbas is highly active. In fact, there's one for sale right now. Resale value is great. Parents and students are finding that they're able to resell their instrument at almost full cost of what they purchased it for. And there are many vendors that offer upgrades within their own rental program. These are some great examples. 4.3 octave is a full-size marimba. This is a pretty expensive one, a real nice one, but if you're serious about it, that's kind of the ultimate home marimba. Yamaha makes one as well. You're seeing this word padauk. It's spelled a couple different ways, but it's a cheaper wood than rosewood. Originally, xylophones and marimbas were made out of rosewood, which is now burned down in the rainforest, and so it's prohibitively expensive, $10,000 to $15,000. So we're definitely not asking you to look at those. But this padauk marimba is a smaller one, 3.5 octaves. There's a few different models and companies that make those, and then there's some synthetic models like this Prolon version, synthetic xylophones and marimbas to practice on. They've also started reducing the price by removing certain aspects like the resonators or the rolling stands. This one has kind of a collapsible stand and no resonators, so it's a lot cheaper. Great instrument for practicing though. This is another padauk practice marimba with kind of a tray that acts as a resonator instead of having the tubes that resonate. And then we have some other kind of intermediate level instruments from the Adams Company. Here's one that's for sale from a former student. You can check those out at any time. There's almost always an instrument ready to be sold in Eden Prairie. The results you should see when you upgrade instruments would be increased passion for music making, more desire to practice, more incentive to fulfill their promise to their parents that they want to be a musician, and possibly a new generation of percussionists who enjoy reading mallet music and performing more than ever. Some look-fors when purchasing. You're going to want to take a look at the bars. Like I said, rosewood and Padauk synthetic are all available. It's preferred that you look at graduated bars for marimbas. Xylophones don't have graduated bars, but marimbas should have a graduated bars, which means they get thinner as you go up the instrument, and the lower notes are thicker. Intermediate or practice marimba that's about 3 to 3.5 octaves, or a contemporary traditional full-size 4 1/3 octave instrument with a low A. Now we're looking for maybe adjustability instead of portability. This is not the kind of instrument you would bring anywhere. You would set it up once in your home and practice, maybe bring it to a concert here and there, but definitely not something that you haul around anywhere. These are great places to buy a new instrument or look to upgrade your rental situation. Musician's Friend, Woodwind, Brasswind, eBay, and Craigslist. Obviously, you're going to want to be careful and probably consult your band director before you buy one of those, but definitely a good resource for used instruments. Other options, if this seems cost prohibitive to you as a family, you can practice on a piano instead. You can go to marimbarental.com, which is a great local company. They have marimbas to rent. Or even better, you can practice at school. It's important, though, that you stay on the habit. Practicing before or after school, during advisor, during lunch. We have a great practice studio here, and that's a good way to practice. It does take a good level of commitment, though, to get that job done. We do have these instruments to practice on. 3 beautiful Yamaha 4.3 octave marimbas, a nice Yamaha vibraphone, and 3 xylophones. And we also are going to talk today about upgrading drum sets. So if you're interested in getting a drum set, that's another thing that people consider at this time. Always look for the best brand names. Beware of anything that's really cheaper than about $200 or $300, especially if you're getting everything, cymbals, hardware, and shell pack. If it's under $300, I would look really carefully. It's probably not very good quality. It's important to look at the quality of the cymbals too. Here are some better quality drum set brand names and some better quality cymbal makers that you should be seeing. Some brand names to look out for: Percussion Plus, Sunlight, Thor, CB, TKO, Maxwin, Starion, Royce, Camber, Solar, and Zilco. Those are some off-brand names that make kind of less quality tone and less durability into their instruments. At school, we have this Yamaha Tour Custom and this Yamaha Stage Custom to practice on anytime. And these are some look-fors when you're looking at drum sets. Make sure the heads are in good shape, so they're not missing any tuning rods. The shell or laminate is in good shape. There's no damage. And the hardware is complete. Or you maybe would be buying that separately. If you're not sure, contact one of your directors and be aware that sometimes fancy finishes, really beautiful looking drum finishes, can be quite a bit extra. Some great places to purchase or shop, again, same thing. And then other options, again, practicing here before school, after school, during lunch, sometimes during advisor. Snare drum is another area where people can get into an upgrade for quite cheap. Anything from $80 to about $150 is good, and if you're looking to go up from there, the sky's the limit. But definitely, if you don't have a real snare drum at home to practice on, and you just have a practice pad, although practice pads are great, everyone should have one, it's really a good time to think about getting a real drum. These are some better quality instruments for drum sets and snare drums alike. We've got metal drums here to practice on, the Ludwig Superphonic steel drums, as well as this beautiful Pearl Philharmonic snare drum to practice on in the band room. So again, some look-fors: the heads, the tuning rods, the shell, no damage, everything's complete, and obviously contact us if you have any questions about that. Same places to purchase your instrument, and other options to practice are the same. So thank you for watching. We hope that this makes sense to you as some advice to how to upgrade your instrument from a bell kit to intermediate level instrument. sometime in the near future. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.